What's up, YouTube? This is Boston Chris, and I'm here to discuss my favorite show of the year. The show that I keep telling you, you can't miss it. If you haven't been to it, you gotta go. And that is none other than Terrificon. Terrificon was amazing this year, as always, but this year I had a lot of fun. Between meeting the artists that I got to meet, talking with the community, hanging out, having fun, and picking up books. It was a great show all around. Like, everything was really just awesome this time around. I think I had the most fun that I've had at the show, and just, after the show, hanging out and just meeting up with people. We did a recap on Cliff on Comics Channel on Thursday, and I was saying to those guys before we went live, I was like, oh man, is this like, just feel like, not that it went by too fast, because it was perfectly fine. As far as being there and everything was concerned, it was just the fact that, like, it was such a good time that you kind of didn't want it to end, at least in my mind. So that to me means that, like, the show was great, and overall it was a really fun weekend because the way it started off for me is I got to the hotel. I went down on Thursday. I checked in. I got myself a pizza at Pepe's just because I love Pepe's pizza, one of my favorites. And then decided to go in and just check out, the convention space, just because, the doors are open. So I figured I'd go in and walk in and say hi to people I knew that were vendors there. And, went over to the 3 Men in the Basement booth and was talking with Chinmo and them. And I was like, hey, if you need any help with anything, let me know. And so we were just kind of, talking, chilling and everything like that. And then Otto was like, hey, like, you want to help me bring in the stuff for the back wall thing? I was like, yeah, let's go. So me and Pope, the Pope of Chilitown, were just sitting there hanging out. So we helped them bring in the wood slats and everything. And then me, Chin, and Roger, helped. Oh, Roger did most of the work. He was just sitting there just drilling it in and putting it together. But yeah, I helped them set up their booth, which was the first for me. I've never done that before, so that was fun. Like, I enjoyed that. And then after that, it was convention time, and so for me to make sure that I was going to get one of these amazing shirts that the 3 Men in the Basement make every year for the show. Last year was the Superman. This year was the it's called G.I. Joe, so I had to get one. And so that was my first stop. My first stop in the show was to the 3 Men in the Basement booth. I picked up my shirt. Dave the brother, thank you so much. This is a great shirt. This is amazing. Dave is the guy that makes the shirts. He's just knocks out the park with his designs every year. And I slacked for a while. I didn't get it because I just didn't think about it. And but from now on, I'm making sure I get my 3MIB shirt. It's an annual thing. I need my 3MIB shirt. So I'm excited to have this. Also on Friday, I started to get some things signed. I had to do my autographs in between Friday and Saturday, just because there was a celebrity autograph that I wanted to get that they were only there on Saturday. So I was like, okay, well, let me take care of this first. So I went and met the guy that I wanted to see, someone I had never met before, and I was like, dude, I need to go see this guy. And that was Mr. Bart Sears. And Bart Sears has done a lot of work on different books, but one series that he did that I love is Blade. So got him to sign my number 1 for Blade number 1. I want to get that variant that he did, which is really cool, but it's a very expensive variant. So we'll see, maybe one day. And then we got Strange Tales number 2. Look at that, how that white just pops on that red background, like super cool. And then we got the trade paperback, The Sins of the Father. So, and there he is, right on that statue on the bottom. The only thing I didn't get from him that I wish I had, I was too nervous to ask him to see if he was doing any commissions at the show. But he was, and I missed out, and I saw how just the amount of detail and everything that he was doing with those commissions were awesome. And they weren't super expensive, so it's just like, if he ever comes back, I have to get a commission from Bart Sears. I'm looking forward to doing that. Next, we get a book that I picked up from the Astonishing Auction a couple weeks before the show, and I was like, I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to go get it, so I did. Nice high-grade version, of Rocket Raccoon issue, the Incredible Hulk issue 271, first appearance of Rocket Raccoon in the main comics. So definitely excited for that. Got Alice sign on the bottom there. And then I picked this up at Heroes last year, but I didn't run into Al at the show. I was looking at some other things, but I got him to sign this Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. So right in the corner. So I will probably end up having that sent out. Both of those probably end up going out to CGC for verification. I didn't submit them at the show because I was just looking at it and I was like, it's going to be a little bit too close to... I asked them, I was like, when would you be opening these? Thinking that, maybe it'll be later in the week, but they were like, we overnight them, so it'll be Monday. And I was like, it's a little bit too close to with everything else that I was buying. I was like, that's a little bit too close to the show, so let me go ahead and pump the brakes on that one. So I didn't send anything off to CGC, even though I wanted to, but that's okay. I'll probably do that on the back end, it's fine. But next, so I said there was a couple of celebrities that I wanted to meet that, and I don't have a lot of celebrity signatures. I have a handful of them, but I've started to kind of branch out and get a couple more. So I'm adding 2 more people to my list, which is Sergeant Slaughter signed my G.I. Joe number 48. So he signed it not only on the cover, but he also signed it on the inside panel. And if you look at my Instagram, I showed you the panel and this. So he really just knocked it out of the park. He's a super nice guy and an awesome just overall talent. Like if you watched wrestling back in the day, Sergeant Slaughter was just a cool character. And then when he became a hero in G.I. Joe, it was like, I was hooked. So super excited to meet him. Was an absolute pleasure. And then the next person I got to meet, another absolute pleasure, another person who I was like so excited to meet, was Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman was super nice, and I was actually really excited to meet him. And so I got him to sign my Next Men 21, which is the first in comics appearance of Hellboy, like actual in a series, I guess you could say. And it was funny because I made the comment kind of like similar to like how Wesley Snipes says about Blade. Only ever been one Blade, only ever going to be one Blade. But I had to amend that because there's been more than one Hellboy. However, I said yes. I was like, for me, there's only one Hellboy, and it's you. And he's like, no, I'm just one of the Hellboys. I said, no. I was like, but you're the GOAT. I was like, you are. I was like, everybody comes behind you. Like you're the best Hellboy there's ever been, and I truly believe that. Like Ron Perlman just an amazing talent, super talented actor, and just excited to have had the chance to meet him. He thanked me. He's like, "Oh, thank you. It's nice." So it was cool. Like I was excited to meet him. And then from there, I was able to go ahead and get a couple of sketches. So I've actually finally finished. Actually, let me show you this first. So I got this because of Roger Levesque from 3 Men in the Basement. Had showed me some art he had gotten done. I was like, oh, dude, this is sick. I was like, I need to, go ahead and get a commission from Ron Larry. So I did. And I got Ron Larry to do me an Elektra. So super nice, art on this one. I'm excited. I talked, and when I came back, I saw him, and he was working on a Psylocke for someone else. I said, dude, I was like, I need a Psylocke next year. So the next time I see him, I have to get a Psylocke. And, I'm definitely going to have to make sure that he's a priority going forward just because his art is so cool. Next, we have a series that I've been working on for a while as far as a commission goes. So this was something I started, it has to be at least 6 years ago, maybe longer. No, it was longer. I know that because it was before COVID. So I started getting the Sinister Six characters Simpsonized. So I started out with Craven with John Delaney, and the next year I went to go try to see at a convention. John wasn't coming up around my way, but Ken Wheaton was here, and I actually had seen some stuff that he had done. I was like, oh wow, Ken Wheaton's really good. I love what he does. I was like, I need to get him to do the rest of them. So Ken was able to do Electro, Doc Ock, Sandman, and Vulture. And now I have the last piece to this puzzle, which is, for the Sinister Six, Mysterio. So he absolutely just knocked it out of the park with this one. I love this. This is so cool. I'm going to have to take a picture of the whole group together just to kind of show, just that whole Sinister Six thing, and really, I'm not sure what else I'm gonna get from him going forward, just because I always go to him to see about getting something Simpsonized, or just something else drawn by him. So I think I'm gonna have to collaborate a little bit more with him. Like, all right, so what else do you want to do? Just because I have such a blast, like letting him, just go ahead and do these. And so for me, I'm just like, you know what? I want to keep that going. I mean, Ken is a super nice guy, and we have a lot of great conversations when we're at the show together. So it's just like, I just like kind of hanging out with him, and I would love to go ahead and just let his artistic, mind go wild on, some sketch covers for me. So I'm gonna have to talk to him and see, like what kind of ideas he thinks, or just kind of bring him a cover, like, what do you think you can do with this, and then just see where he goes from there. So, so yeah, I mean, that was all the stuff I picked up as far as autographs and things. And then after that, it was time to go looking for books, and boy, did I look for books. I found a bunch of different stuff. I had some targets of things I wanted to get, and I was able to get 2 books that I definitely, absolutely, 100% really wanted. And then there's a couple of other ones that I was really looking to get, but in the conditions that they were in and the prices, they were a little bit too expensive, and they were a little bit, and some were, decent price, but they were just beaten up too much, and I couldn't get them. I was like, I just can't do it. And then there's a couple of them that were just so expensive that I was like, ah. But I would say this much: I was at a decision for my money about 5 times. Like, on my list of books that I have every year, or that I've shown, that in that room there was at least about like 12 or 13 of them, and I was just like, you know what, I need a better job so I can afford all these books in one shot, because I left so many books there that I wish I could have went home with, but hey, what can you do? But yeah, like I have to say, let me just start by showing the stack of stuff. So I have one smaller stack in my hand like this, and then so minus 2 bigger books. This is what I brought home with me. Just really excited about these, and so a lot of digging that I did, I decided that I was going to try to get some, I was like, you know what, I'm going to kind of do my thing. And I was like, at these shows, there's always a decent amount of Bronze Age horror. I'm going to try to pick up some Bronze Age horror. And man, did I score with the Bronze Age horror. So I got nice House of Mystery. This is what, number 272. Secrets of Sinister House. I don't know what number that is. Number 14. A snake cover. And then I don't know everything on these. I know some things as far as like the covers are concerned. Like, I don't know if this is a Mike Kaluta. It might be. I'm not sure. But more Secrets of Sinister House. So this is actually a really cool find too. So got this Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing run going. I bought number 1 from Whodhat, and I was able to get number 7, the Batman cover, from a guy at the show. Super nice, super, really like that a lot. Then I got this Elvira's House of Mystery, nice Brian Boland cover. So I'm gonna try to pick up the rest of these where I can. It's just a great book, and I need to pick up more. Also picked up here, we have, the price is just amazing on this. We got Conan, final issue. As you can see, there is kind of a crease down here. It doesn't break cover. So it doesn't break color, at least not badly. So I think it can mostly press out. I would say, it might just have like that one little line down there, and then you can see the other one that goes in. It doesn't break hard, so I don't know. I have to see what my buddy Dustin from Convo Chiropractic can maybe do with that. See if that's something that can press out and, I don't know, have a nice, decently high grade end of Conan. So that'd be my second one that I have. So we have more Elvira. So we get Elvira's House of Mystery number 2. Always love that cover. And then we got towards the end of the run here, we got issue number 9. So another really cool cover. Then I went to another spot and I picked up just a bunch of like horror all at once. So we got Witching Hour number 68. So super cool there. Then this one actually was awesome because it reminds me of Swamp Thing a little bit. So we get Unexpected number 152. The Dark Secret of the Swamp, and that looks like Swamp Thing to me. Not specifically him, but hey, it's close enough. Then we got House of Mystery number 301. So late in the run there. We got House of Mystery number 189. Nice Neil Adams cover. And I think I could be wrong on this one, but I think this one might be Mike Kaluta. I don't know. But we got House of Mystery. This is number 211. This actually might be Bernie Wrightson, because I know he did stuff on 209. So I could be wrong. I have to look, because to be honest with you, there's a lot of things like when you watch or when you read, just really, really cool covers and stuff, and it's just like a lot of different people worked on these. So it's good to go back through them. So we got here House of Secrets issue number 91, and this here, if I'm not mistaken, I think is a Bernie Wrightson cover as well. So one before the infamous 92. Then we got House of Secrets 83. There we go, House of Secrets 87. This is a Bernie Wrightson cover. I think this is first cover on this run. Then we got Weird Mystery Tales number 8. Nice cover there. Ghosts number 77. Nice newsstand on that. Then we got Ghost number 106. And that's a Joe Kubert cover right there. I don't think that this one, I don't see Joe Kubert's name. Like, he usually signs them right there, so that's not Joe. The last one I showed with the one before was not. Then we got another Joe Kubert on issue number 107. So got a couple Kuberts there. We got Witching Hour number 70. I've seen this before, like with the bees. Sacrifice that guy. Then we got issue number 65. Really cool there. This one actually is pretty cool coming up. Issue number 80. So Justin from No Good Comics actually had this, and I was like, oh wow. So you picked one of these up. So I went searching, and I was like, dude, this cover's sick. Absolutely sick. And in here, there is a story with art by Kurt Swan, and also is it him and I think Don Perlin both have art in here. I know for a fact Kurt Swan definitely has some art in this one. Then we got here issue number 63. Pretty cool. Issue number 44. Black cat cover there. Issue number 60. Issue number 59. Really nice. Like, and I haven't gotten into reading much of these, but like I have to say, I did read the one with the that I said that Justin picked up. Really, really sick stories in there. Like just fun stuff. Then we got issue number 54. So, and yeah, man, I just was able to kind of get myself a good chunk of these, and I'm gonna keep going back. So what's this one? Issue number 43. The devil's about to, the devil's either flashing the crowd or something. But look at that, 3 pence date stamp on that one. So this one came from England, even though this is 20 cents. So I guess at some point this lived overseas and made its way over here. It was 3 pence back in the day, I guess. Then we got cool one, Forbidden Tales of Dark Mansion. This is issue number 14. Nice soldier cover on there. Really nice shape too. And we got here House of Secrets number 126. Nice haunted house. It reminds me of kind of like the Haunted Mansion in Disney. Then we got let's see, House of Secrets number 122. The piano's playing by itself. No, it's not. It's some dead hands playing the piano. And we got House of Secrets number 94. So I had 91 and I have issue number 94. So 2 away from the Swamp Thing first cover, but another Bernie Wrightson cover right there. Like some Mad Hatter looking guy. So yeah, like that. You know, that's my stack of Bronze Age horror that I got. I think I did pretty damn well with that because that was cool. And then I said, you know, there's 2 big books I wanted to get, so I was like, I have to try to see if I can leave with these. Well, with you know, I had a bunch of choices, and I was like, I'm definitely picking this one up. I saw it; it was a good enough price, and I was able to talk. I saw it, and the price was a good starting point, and I was able to talk the guy down to a lesser price. So I was excited for that. So. But we have here a book that, you know, right now is, I think the time to get it is now. I'm not saying that, you know, this character's coming at any point in time, but who knows? At some point, maybe, maybe not. I just wanted to make sure that I can get it while it's, you know, in a decent state. So, got Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, the first appearance of Gwen Stacy, aka Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call her. You got that. And it's funny because we took my daughter to see Spider-Man today. So I had seen it when it came out, and then we went today to go see it. And then she's like, I'm Gwen Stacy. And I was just like, oh yeah. I was like, who's she? She goes, she's the Spider-Woman. So my daughter actually knows who this character is. I would say, you know, I know that my buddy Hudat buys books for his kid, as far as like first appearance and stuff like that. If I can get my hands on another one, I may actually get one for her to have for herself, you know, for her own little collection. See if maybe she wants to, you know, start collecting books. I know she'd destroy them if I let her handle them, so we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there, but we'll see what happens. And last but not least, a book that I have been chasing for, it seems like, forever. And I finally have it. It's in the club. I did it. And I did it for what I wanted to. I did it for the price I wanted to get it, and I am excited for that because I asked the guy if he had room, and he said, yeah, I got some room for me, shoot me an offer. And I said to him, I was like, okay, this is my offer. So he had it for $500, and I said, you got room? He said, yeah, make me an offer. I said, $450. He goes, yeah. No hesitation, no nothing. He was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I was able to get myself NYX3, first appearance of Laura Kinney, aka X23, and a 9.6. And for me, the 9.6 is a sweet spot. It's perfect as far as you know, grade to price ratio for me. Just because a 9.8 is way too much. A 9.6 works because 9.4 and 9.6 there's not much variation on that price. But I will say that as far as going around the show, man, I was like getting nervous. I thought I had seen one for like $500, and I didn't see it again. So I kept walking around, and I finally found it again. I was like, oh, $500. I was like, cool. I got to see if I can make a move on this one, because the other one I had seen a raw for $450. I was kind of okay. Let's see. I didn't really want to go that route because if it's not graded, there's no reason for me to go ahead and spend that kind of money on it. And then I had seen another 9.6 for $600, and then there was another 9.6 for $650, and I was like, well, both those prices don't work for me, brother. So I was like, I had to go back and I had to check this out. So then I found my one. I talked him, you know, I was able to get a good deal out of it because he had room, and I now have a first X23. So congratulations to me. I'm excited for that. But yeah, that was Terrificon, and that was the show. That was what I picked up. That's you know, just, you know, from the con show, this is what I did. And I will say that, you know, I definitely will be back next year. I love the show. I you know, want to see more people there, like I've said before, because it's a great show. And I have to say that, you know, as far as next year is concerned, it's going to be, I think, a great show. I know that they've already announced, or they already had something that's in the works, I guess. So they were trying to see if they could get Frank Miller in. And so as far as it was all supposed to happen, but then it fell through like I want to say a couple of days before. No problem. But so next year Frank Miller's going to be there, and I think I'm going to have to see if I can get an upgrade on my Daredevil 168. That's just the way it's going to have to be. So with that, let me go ahead and do this because this one's such a thorn in my side. I want to make sure that I can get it off my list. So NYX number 3. There was the spot where NYX3 is. It's gone now. Boom. I didn't write Edge of Spider-Verse down on this list, but it's just a book I always wanted, so it's off the list. So I got a book off my list. I got to have a great time with everybody who was at the show, and I'm looking forward to next year. So please come join me at Terrificon next year if you can. It's going to be a blast. The dates are already out there. It's going to be August 13th to the 13th, 14th, and 15th. So, hey, mid-August, come say hi. Other than that, I just want to thank everybody for watching. I know this is a longer video than what I've been doing, just because I wanted to show the stuff off. I probably should have done it live, but I just didn't have the time to do a live. But I recorded it. I have it. I did it. So I hope you all enjoyed it. That's it for me. I'm out. I'm going to get going. Thank you guys for watching. As always, happy collecting. Have a good night.